And we're back. Episode 158 in the Jar Football Show. And we're going to have a quick one today, probably about a 20-minute episode. I've got to head down to the dojo. It's competition week for your boy. First competition in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that I've ever participated in. And it's coming up. You know, we got some tough practices leading up to this thing. Some good hard rounds last night. With the help of my coach, Mr. Tim Welch. It's a great time to be alive. And we're going to do our best to cover what's going on in football right now, as we always do. You know, there's a lot going on about the Epstein files. And I think I'm going to stay off of that. We'll stay off of it, even though it might garner some more clicks. If I put the Epstein name in my YouTube title, I just don't have much to say on it, man. I don't have a lot to say on it. But I really did. So, Will Stein's making some noise over Kentucky. Kentucky football fans are in need of hope after year in, year out suffering. So we'll talk about that later on. We're going to try to pack all this here into about 20 minutes because I'm late again. Might need to start putting 6:30 Eastern on the damn show promo. And even if it was that, we'd be late right now. Joey Aguilar, Tennessee quarterback, he's going to court, as every player who doesn't get their way with eligibility these days is doing. We'll talk about the specifics there. And there's not a lot of pro football storylines right now. We're in that dry phase at the tail end of the season. It's been almost 2 weeks since the conference championship games went down. We've been without football since football of any kind, other than damn Pro Bowl. That's on tonight. Who's watching that? Probably less people watching that than people who watch this show, that damn Pro Bowl. People say, oh, Joe Burrow got a nod to the Pro Bowl. Joe Burrow, he made the Pro Bowl. Let's add it to his... Man, shut the fuck up. Who gives a damn about a freaking Pro Bowl berth, man? It's a damn flag game. I ain't got no interest in it. You know, so we'll probably keep it college football most of the day. I really enjoyed opening yesterday's program with some philosophy. It's probably going to drive a lot of y'all out of here, but I don't give a good goddamn. I really don't. So we'll start with some philosophy again. This will be a short one. I got to head down to training. I got to head down to the dojo for some jiu-jitsu training because it's competition week. And just like that, we are rolling. So I was reading something about the law of least effort. Okay, I know this is a football show. You bear with me. I want to open with this stuff because I feel like it's helpful. Okay, the law of least effort. It's not about laziness or avoidance. We think about nature. Rivers don't argue with gravity. They don't say, why is gravity in place? Trees don't try to grow, right? They just cooperate with whatever's going on. So we can find this kind of effortlessness in our own existence as well. We are blessed and cursed with consciousness. And so there comes a lot of battles. There comes a lot of responsibilities with that. One battle with being a conscious being in this world is that we're going to ask why a lot. We're going to fight a lot of things. We're going to resist a lot of things. And the law of least effort simply states that you got to just go with it. Whatever's happening, however people are when they come to you, they just are what they are. You accept that and you keep it pushing. So let's get down the line on some quotes around this, and then we'll get into the football. We'll get you guys out of here pretty quick today. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Lao Tzu. The grass, man, I know I live in the desert, but whenever you see grass outside, man, that grass isn't straining to grow. That bird ain't straining to fly. It just is. Acting out of love. You know what I'm talking about? When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. And by the way, if you guys are just popping in, this is In the Jar Football Show where we rant about football. We get in a literal physical mason jar. We try to climb ourselves up out of it by debriefing what's going on in the football world. But right now, we're opening the show with a little bit of philosophy. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Helps us out tremendously, and we're the fastest growing football channel in the land. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. That's Lao Tzu again. We're going to get down the line on these quotes here and then move into the football. The universe is not hostile. See, every time I start talking about philosophy, y'all pop out. Y'all ain't want to hear the hard shit. Motherfuckers. I got one F-bomb per episode. I've already used two. The universe is not hostile, nor yet is it friendly. It is simply indifferent. This is a cold, hard fact of life. People want to take stuff personal. I'm included in that. There have been so many times where I felt slighted by somebody because they didn't pick me to do something I wanted to do. And I take it real personal. And I think, why? And at the end of the day, it's not personal. Nothing's personal. It's all indifferent. Right? You go out in that desert with a damn, backpack of your belongings. Nature don't care if you die in 14 days or if you figure out how to thrive. It just is indifferent. Least effort comes from cooperating with indifference instead of resenting it. When we resent something, when we ask, why did this happen to me? We're inflicting unnecessary suffering on ourselves. It's better to just let go of it. People are like, no, I'm petty. I hold grudges. I can't. Yes, you can. Let go of it. You'll be happier. The more you strive, the less you succeed. Think about that. The more you strive, the less you succeed. That's about attachment. I'm striving for this. My mama told me that this is cool, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to strive for it. I'm going to attach myself to it. I'm going to stick my claws in there. You think if I cared about views, that I'd still be on this damn YouTube talking to you right now? The more attached I become to that, the less inclined I am to actually reach you, connect with you, have a positive impact on your life, which is what I try to do with this show. The more attached, the less you succeed. Ain't nobody want to hear this, by the way. This is too tough. People want to scroll the shorts feed to get away from everything, to escape. And then they see my ass on the screen talking about philosophy. They click off. They go out. Because they can't handle it. But everybody that's hanging in here right now are real ones. That which you resist persists. That which you resist persists. That's God trying to teach you a lesson, baby boy. That's why when you're insecure about something, let's say you're in middle school and you show up to school, you're insecure about something, maybe your chin or, or whatever. I'm going to get made fun of probably because I'm resisting that reality that maybe I got a fucked up chin. It's okay to have a messed up chin or whatever, But when I start to resist the reality that, when I stop accepting that and I start resisting that, I'm going to keep getting made fun of. And I'm probably going to get made fun of even harder until I just accept that part of myself or whatever. That which you resist persists. God's going to keep trying to teach you the lessons. And when I say God, I'm not talking about a Christian God. I'm talking about the universe, the governing entity that created us all. And I promise I'm going to get into football soon. God damn, man. Y'all really can't handle this, can you? That which you resist persists. Trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth. Trying to put yourself in a box. Everybody says, I'm anxious. I'm depressed. I have OCD. I have autism. Don't try to put yourself in a box, man. It's a moot task. All right, let's get into football. So, I'm scratching things together, man. We really are in for it coming down the line this offseason. But we're going to be here. And it's going to be cool. So we have the official college football playoff schedule for 2026, 2027. And, of course, if you took what college football does, the best way to predict what they're going to do is be like, hey, what's the dumbest, most uncool, absolutely abstract, ridiculous way you could do things? College football is going to do it that way. There's no New Year's Eve game in 2026. December 30th, we're having a Fiesta Bowl. That's the quarterfinal. December 31st, New Year's Eve. We always have college football on New Year's Eve, I feel like. There's no New Year's Eve games in 2026 in college football. And what a mockery. January 1st and January 2nd, Cotton Peach Rose Bowl, normal run of semifinal games. 2 weeks later, you got the Orange and Sugar Bowl. So we got 2 weeks in between a couple semifinal games, and then 10 days after that, national championship. No New Year's Eve game. Significant gap between quarterfinals and semifinals. Semifinals are separated by 2 weeks. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, you could take a panel of mentally challenged people and they would come up with better shit than college football is coming up with right now. And I was listening to this book. It's talking about the book's about the new era of college football, the chaotic era. And it was talking about when Mark Emmert, who used to be president of NCAA, Mark Emmert, when he took the job, he sat down with all 32 Division I conference commissioners or something like that. And he realized the differing opinions, the narratives that each commissioner was telling themselves, the egos of each commissioner, and how one might have had it out for the other. And they're all different opinions, and they're all telling Mark Emmert, the then president of the NCAA, their opinions. And that was when Mark Emmert realized this is going to be a lot like herding cats. Seems like whenever the NCAA gets all their big wigs together, that they actually accomplish less. And this is why the NCAA is, of all entities, most comparable to that of Congress. Big egos. Big egos. And big egos. When in reality, what you want for a good working environment in any business, in any endeavor, is low ego people. You got all these big wig folks or people that think they're big wigs going in to these panel meetings trying to win arguments instead of make progress. 2026 college football playoff schedule is absolutely brutal. If I'm reading this correct, you're going to have 3 semifinal games on New Year's Day and January 2nd of next year. And then you're not going to have the rest of the semifinal games until 2 weeks after that. And then we're going to wait another 10 days to play the national championship. I mean, it's really easy to just shit on whatever the NCAA does, but I mean, I don't think you can make this up. 2027 schedule is a lot better. January 1st, that'll be a Saturday, and we unbelievably get a real college football day for the CFP for the first time in a very long time. So it'll get a lot better in 2027. So that's an interesting little deal on the college football playoff schedule. Tennessee quarterback Joey Aguilar filed a lawsuit in Knox County Court claiming the NCAA Joe rule, I don't know what that is anti-competitive. He's seeking $2 million in NIL earnings, and Judge Hannah Haggerty, who has 2 Tennessee degrees, poses a potential conflict of interest. Another court case affecting college eligibility. This is in wake of the Trinidad Chambliss discussions, Charles Bediaco discussions. Joe rule, again, it doesn't. Okay, here's the argument. JUCO years counted against Joey Aguilar, limiting Division I years to earn NIL. So he's seeking either a 4th year of eligibility or $2 million in NIL earnings that he would miss out on for next year. And he's seeking a quick ruling so that maybe they can send him down to spring practice. It's really only a couple of months. Now, the issue here, and the issue with many of these NCAA cases, is that these judges have degrees from the very schools that these players come from. Bachelor's degree. This is Judge Hannah Haggerty, who's on the case right now. It's likely she's going to get recused, by the way. Bachelor's degree, University of Tennessee. Law degree, University of Tennessee Law School. Looks really bad. And the NCAA is likely to file a motion for her to step away. And if recused, Tennessee Supreme Court will assign a different judge. I think all of these players in these cases are going to get what they want. I think Trinidad Chambliss is going to suit up for Ole Miss again next year. I think based on what I'm seeing in this case in Knoxville, that Joey Aguilar will be granted another year of eligibility to play for Tennessee next year. Every single thing you're seeing in college athletics, lawsuits, court cases, eligibility rulings, transfer portal, indictments or lack thereof, every single thing is going in favor of the players. That's why I think Trinidad Chambliss is going to suit up for Ole Miss next year. That's why I think Joey Aguilar is going to win this case and be able to go back to Tennessee next year and play quarterback. It's why I think Charles Bediako, the now infamous Alabama basketball player who came from the G League 3 weeks ago to come back and play at Alabama, is going to continue playing. Every single case, every single motion, every single eligibility discussion is going in favor of the players. I literally saw, I can't remember who, it was some big-time coach. I can't remember who it was visiting a player at his home a couple weeks ago, and this picture went viral on Twitter. It's a home visit. It was a big-name head coach. I can't remember who it was. And they took a picture, and the coach has his arm around this kid, you know, like a classic, like in-home visit picture. Those have been happening for decades and decades. Big-time coach, and this kid standing next to him, this recruit, is shirt off, PJs, and a big-ass shoulder brace on his, and he's just, like, standing there in the picture like this. And somebody said, this picture really explains how much power the players have today. They ain't got to dress nice for nobody. You want to talk to me? Hey, come on down to the house, but I'm going to be in pajamas. I just smoked a blunt, by the way. Hope you don't mind that the house smells like weed a little bit. You still going to recruit me, though. You still going to offer me that NIL money, though. Because if you don't, the next big-time program, the next big-time head coach is going to come into my door and be like, yeah, you smoke blunts, that's cool. We got guys who do that all the time, man. We're just trying to win games, man. So I've always been about empowering the players. I've always been about, I was a player. I've always been about player empowerment. But the players have too much power now. And when the players get too much power, you get some individuals who might be more about them than they are about the team. You know, I've been seeing all this talk about James Harden this, James Harden that. He's requesting a trade yet again, even though every owner, GM, has given him the keys to the castle, and it's still not good enough. Newsflash! When you have a me, prima donna... Damn. Got me so fired up. I need water. Let's try this again for the clip. When you have a me kind of guy in sports, typically they're basketball players, but now you're having this era of player empowerment in college athletics where football players think it's okay to paint their nails. They think it's okay to show up to the stadium with the emotional support stuffed animal. You know, you got a guy like James Harden who is the guy that is constantly complaining about his roommates. Meanwhile, he's the bad roommate. And man, I don't know what kind of take I'm trying to make. It's just another one of those days, man. We're at 24. We'll get down the road and let you guys go. I hate it. There have been a couple of days recently where I just didn't feel like I didn't have the juice. It's part of doing something like this. So I think to sum up that court case, I don't know if there's even much to talk about anymore. There's a new court case in college football every day, it seems like. These players understand that they have all the power, and so when something doesn't get ruled in their favor, they're going to take it to court, and they're going to get the case won because players have all the power right now, and I think they'll continue to have it. And if we don't have an entity step up and grab their cojones and make some rulings against the players, it's going to be very chaotic. It's going to contribute to the downfall of the sport. Let me continue. This is going to be the last thing I cover today because I got to go to jiu-jitsu practice. And just don't feel it today. I got the, we're here. We showed up. It's good. Just don't feel like we got much juice today. Okay, Will Stein, new Kentucky head coach, pulled back the curtain on transfer portal chaos and tampering. Took some shots at Ole Miss, who he was formerly a part of. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find some semblance of flow here, guys. Stein criticized Ole Miss. Damn, man. Live show. This is crazy. Can't edit this out either. It's pretty fire. Basically, there's an unwritten rule in SEC. You don't speak ill of other SEC schools. You don't speak ill of your former SEC coach. But Will Stein doesn't care. Will Stein's stepping out and apparently shining a light on some of the things that Pete Golding's doing. There's this whole controversy a week or two ago where Dabo Swinney finally stuck his beak in the transfer portal. He gets a kid to come down to Clemson, and then Pete Golding texts him while he's in class, and before you know it, the kid is gone, and he went to Ole Miss. I mean, God, man, I'm just trying to find some semblance of anything in here today. Really appreciate y'all hanging with us. Ohio State is looking at canceling future games versus Alabama and Georgia. Ross Bjork, Ohio State AD, was speaking on the subject, and scheduling decisions could reshape college football landscape. Will Ohio State avoid Alabama and Georgia in future games? That'll be interesting, man. It kind of contributes to what we've talked about on the show before, where if conferences can't agree on some common ground because all these old heads can't drop their freaking egos, then we might live in a world of college sports where we don't have Big Ten schools playing SEC schools anymore. Big Ten schools might only play Big Ten schools. SEC schools might only play SEC schools. And then you might divide the football leagues up accordingly. I don't know, man. Let me get the hell out of here. I tried to get in flow today. Don't know if it worked, but I'm going to be late to jiu-jitsu practice if I don't head offline now. It's competition week. And even though we struggled a bit today, I'm still glad to be here with y'all. And we'll be back tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. It's Tuesday, ain't it? So if you're watching this and you ain't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we'll keep it pushing, guys. Doing our damnedest here. All right, I'm going to head out. We'll see y'all. This is In the Jar Football Show.